All right, today's video
There's a dog
is
sniffing
being
things.
ignored by Puddin. This one's dedicated to our friend Robin Davis.
Yay, Robin!
With
Team
Sloth.
Sloth.
Yeah. Now Mary's going to tell me more about what Robin's out there doing.
Okay, so this weekend is the Yeti 100. And for anyone who doesn't have a friend who is an ultra runner, of which somehow I barely, who run anything, have ended up with multiple ultra running friends. The Yeti 100 is held down in Damascus, Virginia, and is a 100-mile race.
Let me ask you some questions about that.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure there are a lot of people who
So it's 100 miles, and how long do you have to complete it?
I'm trying to remember. I think you have 36 hours.
36 hours. And where is it again?
So. All the way down in Southwest Virginia in Damascus. At least that's where the base is. And you run all over. And that is a hilly area. There's a river, but there's also mountains like right there.
Is it done there every year?
Yes.
So it's done there every single year. How long has it been going on? Do you know?
That I don't know. I do not know.
Do you remember the elevation gain or anything like that?
It's crazy. It's thousands and thousands of feet.
Thousands and thousands of
I
feet.
remember, I'm not there this year. I was crewing for Robin last year.
Describe crewing. What are you doing for somebody when they're doing that?
Crewing is just helping them out because think about it, those people are literally, they have to run 100 miles and they have to run them all at once, all at the same time. It's not like you can run 10 miles and go home and go to bed. You have to run all 100 miles. So you have things like drop bags where you have fresh clothes or fresh socks or a change of shoes or food or baby wipes or whatever.
And she has like a phone on her so she can text you like when she's getting close to a drop point or like
correct
emergency, need this.
Yes.
Or fell down on the trail, need bandages.
Yes, exactly. So and what you do is you usually take a crew of a few people and they go with you and they meet you at different locations and you have a schedule. A lot of times you'll have also one or two runners in your group and those are called pacers. And pacers will go with you and it's just so that you're not, running an entire 100 miles like not alone because there are other runners, but sometimes you are very much alone for a lot of it.
So the pacer will do a section with you.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. And last year we had a great team. We got her through it. She got all the way through it. She was grinning when she came across the finish line, which
did she or did she not get a tattoo?
She did. She got a tattoo too.
Of Sasquatch, right?
Correct. Of a Yeti. Thank you.
Because it's called the Yeti 100.
Yes. So one of the things that COVID has changed for all of us is this year they are not allowed to have pacers rotating in and out of the race, understandably.
Yeah.
And they also were only allowed to bring family. They were not allowed to bring any other external folks. So they're down there. She starts the race tomorrow. And I think check-in and everything is today. And
do racers, hang on, I think my lens is a little foggy, so I'm going to clean it, and I'm not going to stop the video. But
you all get to see the ground.
There we go.
Is that better?
I can't tell.
It's humid out
really
here
humid
today.
Do racers stop periodically and like take a little nap or kind of like just sit down and try to stretch and eat, or do you just start walking when you get to that point?
No, the racers will do all kinds of things to get through the race. There are certain things they're not allowed to do, like they're not allowed to get into a car, anything like that.
Even just to sit down?
That one I don't remember. I don't think so, but I think you can sit down outside of one. I'm a little fuzzy on some of those rules. Robin knew them, and that was what was important. She knew what she could and couldn't do.
And you guys had this thing like, you were like the person who organized all the times and points, right? Or what was your job there?
It was kind of a combination, but I ended up kind of being the time person of figuring out when we needed to be somewhere. Like what Robin does is the runners will put out...
Car coming, so I'm going to get behind you.
I guess the best thing to call it, because I can't remember the exact phrase, would be like a pace chart. Like, okay, they want to run this race in this amount of time. So therefore, they need to be at checkpoint 1 by X time.
Right.
And then one of us would go to checkpoint 1 before the designated time and then record exactly when she did come in. So we could see if she was ahead of pace or behind pace.
Okay.
And then you can let her know, hey, you're actually ahead of pace. You can bring it down a little, because if they get too much ahead of pace, there's a chance they wear themselves out.
So is she going this year to try to beat her record last year, or just complete it again?
My guess is just complete it again. I mean, a runner, I think, always wants to beat their record, but
Sure.
everything is so different this year. It might, in one way, it might be easier for her to beat her record because they changed the course this year. So who knows where the elevation gain and descent will fall in terms of where it matches with her level of stamina, for example.
Is there a different award for people who have completed it multiple times?
I do not know that.
How many people on average do it more than once? Do you know?
I think a fair number of them, simply because they tend to kind of get a little obsessed. They all totally admit it. I'm not saying anything out of turn. They're all like, oh yeah. I mean, Jen, who was on Robin's crew last year, had run it the year before.
That was my next question. So Jen
Parnell,
excuse me, she's run it before, correct?
She ran it the year before Robin did, yes.
Okay.
And then she
completed it in the amount of time.
Yes, and then she came back the next year and crewed for Robin and was one of her pacers.
And does Jen have any intentions of running it again?
I don't know. She couldn't this year. She's had some injuries, I believe.
Yeah. And she just started full time again.
Yeah, but I don't
like
know.
on the road with her job, I think.
I don't know if she's going to run it again. She claimed after she ran it the one time she would never do it again, but then was thinking about signing up again. So
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see her again, but I can't make that call.
That's a common theme with anybody who actually does just about anything that's strenuous and
Yeah.
insane. And here comes somebody doing like 90 miles an hour in our neighborhood, and I'm going to dox them.
They slowed down.
They slowed down because they came up a hill.
Yep.
Maybe they saw that I was recording them. You know, like when you completed a belt test that was 6 hours long and you did 700 push-ups and you threw up 3 times and
Oh, well, I've
you got
never done that.
punched in the face and you had to
That
run
I've done.
5 miles and you know, you just swear like I'll never do that again. But you do.
Yeah,
Where does this go? Does this connect to Jefferson? Or?
it does. But we can go down and just.
Where does that go?
That's a back. There's a cul-de-sac.
Oh, it's a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Let's just connect to Jefferson then.
Or we can just go down and there's another cul-de-sac here that we can loop in.
Is there? So Robin's race, is it considered a race or is it just considered like a trial,
It is.
a torture?
Well, I mean, I think you do get awards for the first in your like age group and gender and all that, but
And it starts tomorrow for her.
I believe it starts tomorrow. You go down Wednesday night. Thursday's kind of your acclimation day. It's the day you get your check-in gear and all that kind of stuff, and then you start. Can't remember. I don't know if they've changed the start time or anything like that. I haven't paid as close attention to the parameters for this year just because I knew I wasn't going to be able to go.
Right.
So I didn't, I unfortunately am not there, but I'm wearing my Team Sloth shirt and I'm cheering her on, and we're doing our own thing, you and I, this weekend.
Yeah, we're doing like a virtual.
Yes, it's going to be a virtual 9K.
9K.
We've been, and Cassie, whose son we're doing the walk for, she was joking with Robin that, Robin was taking this little 9K to the extreme, and I was like, yeah, 99K is better than 9, right?
Now tell me
So
again,
it's actually a 9-miler. So
tell me why. What is this for again for Cassie? This is for
okay, so this,
her son Nate, right?
yes, her son Nate has one of the rarest genetic disorders in the world, and it is a deletion on his STX BP1 chromosome, or the 9th chromosome, which is why we're doing 9, and there's an STX BP1 deletion.
Do you remember the name of it? It's like X1 blah blah blah.
That's it, STX BP1.
BP1. Okay,
Yes.
Thank you.
And that causes all kinds of issues for Nate, but he's an incredibly resilient kid, and boy, so are his parents. And what it does is we're raising money to help raise awareness and raise money to help look into this incredibly rare disorder, because when Nate was first diagnosed, they were told there were only like 5 other people the doctors knew of who had ever been diagnosed with it. And
Right.
now that just more information is out there, they found more like 500 worldwide.
Now, isn't one of so Mary and Cassie are both independent consultants for Norwex, and isn't one of Cassie's and maybe yours, one of your team leaders, don't they have a child with the same exact disease?
Yes, and that is how Cassie and Emily, her upline, met. Is they found each other in a parent support group for children with an STX-BP1
Is that
disorder.
what got Cassie interested in Norwex?
Yes.
Oh, so it went that direction.
Yes, they met because of Nate and Piper, who is Emily's daughter, first, and then they found out about the reducing, toxic chemicals and things like that, especially for children who may have compromised immune systems, and for which chemical residue and stuff can trigger things like
Right.
reactive airway disease and things like that. And so she found
That's
out
where
about
she
it.
learned about Norwex.
Yes,
and
and-
that's what Norwex is. Their primary mission in life really is just to reduce household chemicals and things like that,
Yeah.
right? I'm not going to turn this into a Norwex commercial. I'm just curious.
But
So-
that's how that all came together.
Yeah.
And
cool.
then that's I had known Cassie. I knew Cassie through our karate dojo, and I had known Nate before then. But I know so much more about what he deals with now that I've been more intimately involved with it, and what Cassie and Paula's parents have to just manage on a daily basis.
Let's go back to Robin for a minute.
Okay.
And we'll wrap up the video today.
Okay.
So Robin starts tomorrow.
Yes.
She goes, it's 100 miles.
Correct.
She has 36 hours or so to do it, right?
I think.
Okay. I'll what I'll do, I'll link the race or the event in the comments below.
Yes.
So if you're interested in it or following along, you can just click that. She starts tomorrow. She has an X amount of time. She has to do 100 miles in the mountains.
Yes, there are flats, and then there are also ups and downs. There's a nice flat that's right along one of the rivers.
So you're not on like roads, really.
You're actually on the Virginia Creeper Trail,
Oh, okay,
which is
cool.
a paved trail. So
right.
like-
For all of it? Oh, okay, cool. I thought she was like rock scrambling and stuff.
no, there may be a couple of little points, but I don't think so. If I remember correctly from everything I saw last year, it's all on the Virginia Creeper Trail.
Oh, cool.
So it's nice because it's a trail run, but it's also groomed. So
Right.
those, like Robin wouldn't have been able to probably do a rock scramble just because of ankle
Right,
stuff.
right.
So, the fact that she can just go and do 100-mile
She messaged.
trail race.
Yeah, she messaged me last week. For those of you who don't know, Mary and I used to, our family has owned bakeries for well over a decade now. And we opened up a bakery of our own called Sugar and Salt years ago. And we developed a truffle called the Cannonball. And Robin messaged me the other day that Diver was going to try to make a cannonball for her for this race.
Yeah, that's her son.
Based on like a cinnamon walnut, like a coffee cake or a bundt cake. Yeah, and she didn't want to dip it in chocolate, so I told her, I said roll it in cinnamon, or because it's not water soluble or something, or like coconut or something, so she could just have those on the trail with her, but just nothing but carbs and sugar and fat. So anyway, so I guess we will wrap that up and wish Robin a good luck. Do you say good luck or something like that? You don't say break a
I
leg.
haven't heard that you don't say something else. So
Right.
I haven't heard that you say something else, so go get him,
I'm not going to say break a leg, so.
do a shot, whatever,
Yeah.
That is the thing about the Yeti. The Yeti
Don't they drink on the trail too sometimes?
The Yeti is it's very open, free-form, joyous celebration
Come on, Puds.
of stop. You need to stop pulling. It's a very open, joyous celebration of unique people,
Insanity.
unique running culture, unicorns, Fireball. There's definitely a lot of Fireball whiskey involved. Maybe some White Claw and other things as well.
What kind of race?
It all kind of depends on what the individual runner can handle, but it is full of hilarity and joy. I imagine it's going to be a bit muted or a bit different this year, but there will still be unicorns and people in tutus and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
And
awesome.
they call them unicorns because it's just rare that somebody completes this thing.
Yes, but there are also actual unicorns. Like,
People dressed up like
oh,
the
you will
unicorns.
see full-on unicorns.
Yeah, I saw some of the pictures last year.
Yes.
All right, so that's today's little vlog. Good luck, Robin.
Go get her. Go get him.
You'll do it. You'll do fine, and you'll have 2 under your belt. And
Yeah,
we'll see if
that's
you do go for 3. All right, good luck.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.